Learners, today we're looking at the open G tuning. I have done some open G in the past, so make sure you check out those videos. I will link them with a playlist in the description. But today we're starting from the very beginning, the G major scale in the open G tuning and how to harmonize it, or all the chords in the key of G. New guitar. My email's down there if you want some one-on-one lessons too. I love to explore these kind of tunings, so if this is where you want to take your playing, let me know and I'd be happy to help you. All right, go ahead and grab the guitar. Tutorials every single Monday. If you like this kind of content, hit subscribe, never miss a lesson. If you love it, you could become a Patreon, printable tabs, links in the notes, as well as the description. My email's down there if you want some one-on-one lessons too. I love to explore these kind of tunings, so if this is where you want to take your playing, let me know and I'd be happy to help you. All right, go ahead and grab the guitar, the brain, and the attention span. When you have those three things, follow me on in and let's break it down. Tuning, first thing is first, your low E string is going to drop down a whole step to D. Little sharp. There we go. Your A string is going to drop down to a G. Now, open G tuning, this is going to be your root. I like having the D for inversions, but Keith Richards, for example, he would actually have a guitar tuned in open G and he wouldn't even have this D string on. He would just have 5 strings on and start with this G right here. Your D string remains a D. All right, you can probably guess as well, your G string remains a G. A little flat. Now your B string, what do you think your B is going to be? The notes of a G chord are G, B, D, so your B remains a B. And your high E, like your low E, will become a D. So you have D, G, D, G, B, D. That means you have a root, fifth interval, root, fifth, root, major third, your only third in the tuning, and a fifth. Okay, so let's start with the major scale. We're going to start with the open G, and this is just one position, but it is position 1. We're going to play O2-4 on the G string. That's root, second, third, to the 5th fret, which is our 4th interval. O2-4-5. Drop down a string, O2-4, and here you can either play 5 or play the next string open. It's the same note, right? So your 5th fret here is this a G note as well. We're gonna play the 5th fret just because we have to choose one, but just know if you decide to play the open D string instead, that works. O2-4-5, O2-4-5. I think that's a little easier for memorization. The next one is 2-4-5, B string 3-5, and the D, formerly known as the E, 4-5. O2-4-5, O2-4-5, 2-4-5, 3-5-4-5, or O2-4-5, O2-4, O2-4-5, 3-5-4-5. Same thing. 5-4-5-3-5-4-2-0-4-2-0-5-4-2-0. That's the G major scale. Let's run through that one time a little closer. O2-4-5, O2-4-5, 2-4-5, 3-5-4-5. 5-4-5-3, 5-4-2, 5-4-2-0, 5-4-2-0. O2-4-5, O2-4, O2-4-5, 3-5-4-5. 5-4-5-3, 5-4-3, 2, 2-0-4-2-0, 5-4-2-0. Okay, so after the G, our first chord is G major, strumming from the G string down, all open strings. Our next is A minor, and it looks like this. second fret with your middle finger. We're skipping the D string, starting on the second string. Second fret, second fret, second fret, then first fret of the B string. So it's really like an A minor in an open tuning, but you also play the second fret there. 2, 2, 2, 1. And I'm not playing either of those Ds. So it's just the 4 middle strings. The B minor takes a shape and moves it up 2 frets. 4, 4, 4, 3. A minor, B minor. Now the C that most people are going to teach you is here, and this definitely works. It's 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. But keep in mind, with an open tuning, don't be scared of inversions. What do I mean by inversions? Don't be scared of chords that don't have the root in the bass. Maybe that didn't make things any more clear. For example, if you look at the chord C major, it's C, E, G. Here we have a C note. So the lowest note in our chord is a C. Now, I'm going to show you this shape here, which what you're going to do is you're going to take your middle finger and put it on the second fret of the original D string. You're going to play that original, it sounds funny, original G string, the O G string. You're going to play that one open. First fret of the B, and then the high D, second fret. So it's 2, 0, 1, 2. But you're also going to go ahead and strum that open G in there right there. And what that does is it means the G note is the lowest note in the chord. So this is what's called a C/G chord. It still functions perfectly as a G. Okay. I'm zoomed in so you can see the chords a little better. I know it doesn't sound as good when I'm finger picking up here, but now with that said, it's just much easier to fret this chord in this shape, and having a G in the bass really isn't a bad thing, right? Now, especially if you're playing with a bass player, because the bass player can play the lowest C note as well and help you out and kind of invert your inversion. When you have a bass player, it's much less responsibility to get that bass note in there, right? Anyways, though, these inversions work and they sound great. It's just a C with the G in the bass, C/G. Because you have 3 notes in a triad, C, E, G, you have 2 types of inversions. It could either be C/G with a G in the bass, or C/E with an E in the bass. The first inversion has the E in the bass because it's C, E, G. So the E note would be the first inversion. That'd be because it's the first note that comes up. The G note, C, E, G, is the second note, so it would be called the second inversion. With that said, second inversions sound better because the 5th interval is more stable than the 3rd. It's a lot of explaining just to say. Some other people might just say, oh, that's a C chord. You can also just say that too. 5 chord comes up and it's the D chord. That is the next chord. Now there's a lot of different ways to play this one as well. Come up here, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. You got a D chord there. But we can also take that shape that we were just rocking with and move it up a little bit as well too, and kind of invert this bad boy. Get something that looks like this. So what's going on here? I'm barring the second fret, which would be A major, but we don't want an A major chord. So then I get my ring finger here on the 4th fret of the D string. My index finger plays the 3rd fret of the B string, and my pinky plays the 4th fret of the high D string. And I've moved my C/G shape up a whole step to get D/A, which is the second version of the D chord. Now, you do have a D note right there. And you can strum all 6 in this context if you want. Because you have a big low D string as well. Next is E minor, your 6th chord. 2nd fret of the D string. So you get 2, and then 2nd fret of the high D. You got a D minor right there. If you get the 2nd fret on the low D as well, you can strum all the way through. But if you do that, yeah, I'm sorry, that's correct, because you also have that G. So you can play all 6 strings, or you can strum from the G down, E minor / G, or you can just strum from right here. So those are all different options. Okay, another cool chord we have here is the E7. And the E7, 2nd fret, 1st fret, 0, 0, is not in the key of G because it has a G sharp in it, but substituting the E7 for the E minor is pretty common, especially if you get into like older ragtime kind of music. It's also common as a passing chord. So here's E7. Here's a big fat rock and roll G5 that we can do. 5th fret of the low D, 5th fret of the middle D, and then your index finger on the 3rd fret of the B. So it's 5, 0, 5, 0, 3, 0. If you want there's a cool rock and roll chord. So while staying on the D, we looked at that 2nd inversion. This is the 1st inversion. You're going to start and you're going to put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, index finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and then your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string. So it's 4, 2, 3, 0. Now, funny enough, this is a pretty common inversion shape on the normal guitar, but you don't have this D here, so you would play just these 3 strings. But because we have this cool high D in here, we can have some fun with it. And if you're finger picking, you can also play this D here. Now, you can't play this G, so you'd have to skip it. But you can add that D in there to go from this set 1st inversion to a full D chord. We do have a D chord here with a D in the bass. That's a very nice and easy shape to play as well too. It's open D, 2, 3, 4. That's a nice easy D chord to have. So you have D, you have the inversion, and then you have the other inversion as well. So that's a D with an F sharp in the bass, and a D with an A in the bass. 3 different kinds of D chords, and you can mix those around and have some fun with them, depending if you're having walking bass lines or there's a lot of different contexts with it. Some time on the piano would help you understand the value of being able to use these inversions and moving basses as well. It's something that as guitar players we don't see or use a lot, but a little time on the piano can bring out some creativity in your ability to use these inversions as well, because you can add some motion with the bass and use the bass to connect the guitars. If you're doing this on your own and you're a one-man band, you can add a lot of color to your playing and a lot of movement to your playing by connecting these chords using bass lines, and the inversions can make that a lot easier. Okay, lastly, I want to look at one movable shape. We're going to throw an F chord in here. F chord isn't in the key, but it is kind of common to see this chord tossed in songs in the key of G, like Angel of Montgomery. They're not really, I wouldn't say changing keys, but they're kind of shifting modes. So if you see a song that the song goes G, C, D, G, C, D, G, C, D, or G, C, D is the verse, G, C, D, G. Throughout the verse, it's in the key of G. Then when it gets to the chorus goes G, F, C, G, G, F, C, G. It doesn't change to the key of C, but rather it's now playing kind of G Mixolydian and shifts the mode. That's fairly common, and so common enough where I think you should know the F chord. So here it is. To play it, it is 3, 2, 1, 3. Now this is a movable shape as well. I move this up 2 frets, I get a G chord. I move it up all the way here, 10th fret, I have another C chord. Move it up 2 more frets, 12th fret, I have another D chord as well. And there you go, folks. That is the major scale in open G tuning and all of the chords that are from the key of G. Explore, have fun, try to learn songs you already know in this tuning using this shape. Try to create melody with the scale. Try to connect the chords using the melody. Try to connect the chords using the inversions and the scale to connect between the inversions. And just explore it, okay? It's a great way to get started. We have done more open G stuff and some open D. If you want to check those out, be my guest. But this is definitely going to keep you, keep your brain moving a little bit. If you have more than one guitar, keep one tuned in open G and then just kind of pick it up when you start playing. Do as much as you can until you kind of exhausted all of your ability, and then go to your standard tuning. And then if you do that, you know, for a week or two, you start with the open G. Every day you're going to be able to play just a little bit longer and get a little bit better. And then you're going to start to unlock new secrets and things that you didn't know you could do looking at the guitar from a different angle, which is very, very good for your creativity and your playing as well. All right, keep on rocking and rolling. Catch you on the flip side. All right, folks, there you go. You have it. Start exploring these chord progressions. Write a song. The songs you play in G, learn to play them on here. So learn to play chord progressions like G, C, D, G, D, E minor, C. Learn popular songs in the key of G. For example, Angel from Montgomery by John Prine would be a great example. Last Kiss by Pearl Jam. The Joker by Steve Miller Band. Every Rose Has Its Thorn, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Redemption Song. Those are all examples of songs that you can play in G, learn them, and then try to figure them out on the open G tuning, and even try to figure the melody out, okay? All right, until next time, keep on rocking and rolling, or rolling and rocking if that is your preference, and I will catch you on the flip side. Guitar on Monday, ukulele Wednesday and Saturday. Life is good, friends.